My name's Bry'Anne. Thank you for being here with me today. So this is the first in a series of classes that are going to focus on inversions, which is just getting upside down. So we're not going to do anything too crazy today, but we are going to get our head below some parts of our body, and we're going to really focus on recruiting the core. So building that muscle memory so that we can call upon it as we progress through these practices. Let's come to our mat and start lying on our back here. So we'll start with just a simple windshield wiper, waking up our hips, knees over to one side and to the other. Spending time anywhere that you feel like you need to spend time. Maybe shifting those hips forward, tucking your tail under. And then we'll meet right back in the center. I want you to press your low back flat, tuck in your tail, and then lift your knees up or your heels up so that you're creating this 90-degree angle here. We're going to helicopter our legs. It's just circling our ankles around. Can take a little bit of practice before we get smooth with it, but that's all right. Have some fun. And then let's go in the opposite direction as well. And then we'll meet right in the middle. Okay, so back to those 90-degree angles. Bringing our knees in, heels out, and then heels in, knees out. And switch, knees in, heels in, knees, and heels. Keep those heels in. We're going to draw it close. Arms are going to thread on the inside. I'm going to lift my head up and then grab a hold of the pinky edges of my feet. Then I'm going to lower down and I'm in a reclined butterfly. So play around with it. Take a few shifts side to side. Find a little bit of a shimmy through your hips. Play with your gaze. You can also stay right in the middle if you prefer, but I always like to encourage you to feel things out for yourself. It's where we figure out the little nuances that we need to work with in our body. So let's all meet back through center. Roll your shoulders back, press your shoulder blades down to the floor, pull your heels in to your pelvis. From here, we're turning our soles of our feet up toward the ceiling. Draw those knees down to the floor. Same thing, nice, strong, happy baby for a moment. And then go ahead and find that play. So you can move around. You can straighten one leg and then the other. You can rock onto the top of one thigh. Maybe pull that straight leg in close. It's just whatever feels right for you today. And then we'll come back through our happy baby and then bring the soles of our feet back together for that butterfly. So I want you to keep your legs where they are and reach your arms up toward the ceiling. Flex through your hands so your palms are facing up. Chin comes in toward our chest, and then peel your shoulder blades up off your mat. We're going to bring the insides of our knees to the outsides of our arms. I want you to squeeze against the outside of your arms here, okay? So make sure you're still breathing. Pull your belly button toward the floor. Make sure your low back is flat. We're going to pulse up towards the ceiling and pull our knees in as tight as we can, and then relax. Press up, pull the knees in, press against the outside of your arms, and lower down. And again, press up, pull in, squeeze, and lower, and again, high as you can. Press up, pull in, squeeze. We are in an inverted crow pose. And lower it down, soles of the feet down to the floor, arms reach overhead. So from here, we're gonna roll up like a piece of tape. Fingertips lead the way, chin comes in, one piece of our spine at a time comes up until we're in a seat, and then roll back down. So creating this C with our back. You can extend your arms over if you would like, let your ribs flare, get a stretch, and then bring it back up. Try to keep the soles of your feet, particularly those toes, on the floor the entire time as you roll up and down. And this next time, we are going to stay up. Nice. Bring the toes to touch, so your inner thighs are coming toward one another, and then lower down until your arms are in line with your knees here. You're gonna lift one leg, you can point through those toes, and the opposite leg. Go ahead and keep alternating one side to the other. If this is getting easy for you, go ahead and lift both of your legs and lower. Give both a lift and lower, and keep going with that. Have a third option. I like to start with my legs kind of parallel to the floor and then reach them out long and pull them back in. Reach them out long and in. We're shaking. And again. And in. Advanced version, legs straight, lower and lift. Lower and lift. And one more. Lower and lift. Let your feet come back down. We're going to place our left hand down by our sides. Right heel is going to come in nice and close. Left leg extends out in front. Make sure those toes are going up toward the ceiling. I'm going to reach out in front of me, bring my chin in toward my chest, and round through my back here. With your breath in, we're opening it up, cactusing through that right arm. Maybe look behind you toward the back wall. And then exhale, round through your back. Reach out in front. Maybe look over your left shoulder. Same thing, inhale, open. And exhale, round. Inhale and open. Exhale and round. Wonderful. As you inhale, keep your gaze out in front. Keep reaching toward those left toes. I want you to press down into every fingertip on that left hand. Press down into this right foot and lift up that entire left side. Let's lower it down. Press down, lift up, maybe tap your toes and lower. And a third time, press down, lift up and lower. This time we're going to press down and lift, put a bend through this knee and send that leg back. Your hands come on the inside of your right leg. If you need to heel toe that leg out to the right a little bit, feel free to do so. Then square up your hips. Sometimes we end up real twisted up here. I want both of your hip bones facing forward. And then think about pressing the inside of your right knee against your right arm. So drive the crown of the head forward, get those shoulders out of the ears, take a breath in. And as you exhale, straighten through this right leg, draw your toes toward your face. Square those hips, right hip drives back, left forward. Take a breath in, bend. And a breath out, straighten, right hip drives back. Let's inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. And this time as you inhale, bending your leg, we're going to continue to shift forward. Weight in those fingertips, press down, lift the back leg up, and step outside of your left hand. I'm going to turn my heels in a little bit and sit down into a Malasana Yogi squat. So this position is comfortable for some of us. For others, it's really challenging. So if you want to feel it out, rocking side to side, you're welcome to do so. Play with your gaze, play with the position of your spine, add some twists, add maybe some knees down through the center, whatever you'd like to do. You also don't have to come so low. So maybe you're up high right here. That is a-okay. So let's come back through the center, through our squat, and we're going to try out a floating frog. So hands are going to come down to the floor. I like my fingertips turned out ever so slightly like a W. You've got to really grip down into the mat. I'm going to shift my weight forward. Think about pressing down and lifting up through the middle part of your back. My chin comes into my chest. I'm going to walk my feet back and together and then let the crown of my head come down to the floor as I float. That was a bad one. As I float my toes up. Boop. And then come right back. Maybe you're not floating, maybe you're just coming through that middle part. So let's come back into our Malasana. Heels spin in line with toes. Find your fold forward. Rock up high on the balls of the feet. Heels come in, toes come in, heels in, and toes in. Find that fold forward. Bend through your knees, roll your shoulders back, reach your arms overhead. Cactus. Follow that circle around, bending through your knees, coming through a toe stand. And then your right hand's going to come down to the floor. Right leg extends out in front. Give that left heel a shimmy over. And we're back to the top. So chin comes in toward our chest. Let's reach to those toes. And then as you inhale, Cactus through your left arm, look over your shoulder. Let's exhale, close it off. And inhale, open it up. And exhale to close. Your next breath in, we're looking right out in front. Press down, lift up, and lower down. You're gonna do this 3 more times. Pressing down into every fingertip, lifting up, and lowering. And once more, pressing down, lifting, and lowering. This time we're adding our step through. So press down, lift up, bend, send the leg back. Hands come on the inside of your left leg. Scissor that inner thigh toward the outside of your arm. Fingertips are really active here. Weight shifted forward. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, straighten through your leg, draw your toes back, pull your left hip back, right hip slightly forward. Let's inhale and bend. Exhale and straighten. And once more, inhale. 2 and exhale. Next breath in, bend, shift, malasana. Sit those hips down. Maybe you've got a little more range this time. Maybe you're still playing here. Maybe you want to try out that float. So I like to get my feet closer together. Hands come down, weight shifts forward. Okay, so I'm going to lift my hips up, let the crown of my head come down nice and soft, keep shifting my weight, and then my toes just come on up to come out nice and solid, nice and strong. If this bothers your neck at all, don't do it. Do something else. Hang out in that squat. It's a good place to be. Let those toes come back down. Heel spin in line, wide leg forward fold. Heel toe your feet back in towards midline. Let's rise up to standing, shoulders roll back, arms come up. Cactus through your arms, follow through. Come into that toe stand. We're going to do the same thing on each side. Left hand down, left leg out. Reach for the toes. Open it up. Reach for those toes once more. This time as we open it up, press down and lift. Wonderful. Let's sit it down. Press down and lift. And this time as we sit it down, we're pressing down, lifting back up, sending it through, planting our hands on the inside of that foot. Take a breath in, look out in front, and a breath out, toes to the face. Breath in, look forward, breath out, draw back, and once more, breath in and out. Breath in to step up. Squat it down, option to stay or play. Hands down, toes in, shift, lift, ooh, lower down, wide leg forward fold. Heel toe in and rise. Cactus, bend through your knees, sit it down, right hand, right leg, sit. Reach out in front, inhale to open up and cactus back. This time we're going to close off, press down, lift the hip, get a big stretch for the front side of your body. Sit it down, lift, find your stretch, and sit it down. This time we're drawing our heel away from the floor, stepping through and finding our lunge. Take a breath in and a breath out, straight. In and out. Once more, breath in and a breath out, and breath in, step it up, sit it down. Stay or play, shifting, tucking, lifting, lowering, wide leg. Heel toe in and rise, standing. Cactus, circle, follow through. This time we're going to open our knees, sit it up tall, counterweight, shift, and sit down. Butterfly. Fold it forward, take little rock side to side, play around with this, do what feels right. And then sit up, close those knees, And that's going to wrap it up for our practice today. So thank you for being here. If you have any questions, any ways that I can help support your practice, feel free to leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And stay tuned for the other classes that are going to follow up to the sequence that we did today.